a mutiny against Caitlin Clark. So the refs are given the message. They're clearly afraid to protect Caitlin Clark from the bully tactics and the excessive physicality inflicted on her.
Today, we need to talk about something that's been absolutely infuriating to watch as a fan of the game. The WNBA has a serious problem, and it's time someone called it out. We're talking about the consistent, dangerous, and frankly unacceptable treatment that Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever has been subjected to, and how the league's failure to protect their biggest star is damaging the sport itself.
Anything else has got a problem with Caitlin Clark. The entire league has a fucking chip on its shoulder.
When the officials don't get control of the ball game, when they allow that stuff to happen, and it's been happening all season long. It's not just this game, it's been happening all season long. This is what happens. You've got competitive women who are the best in the world at what they do, right? And when you allow them to play physical and you allow these things to happen, they're going to compete.
So who's going to protect her? It doesn't seem that it's going to be the WNBA. Well,
before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button if you're tired of seeing dirty play go unpunished, and subscribe for more real basketball analysis. Let's start with the facts. Caitlin Clark came into the WNBA as the most hyped rookie in league history. Her record-breaking college career, marked by unprecedented scoring and long-range shooting, consistently led to sold-out arenas and TV ratings through the roof. She single-handedly brought more attention, viewership, and commercial interest to women's basketball than anyone in decades, drawing in millions of new fans. The WNBA should have been rolling out the red carpet, embracing this surge in popularity and protecting its most valuable new asset. Right? Wrong. Instead, what we've witnessed from the moment she stepped on a WNBA court is a disturbing pattern of targeting, excessive physicality, and dangerous plays directed at Clark that go far beyond normal basketball competition. This isn't just about hard fouls. It's about a seemingly deliberate strategy from some opponents to intimidate, physically wear down, and potentially injure her. We've seen instances of blatant shoves and pushes off ball, excessive contact on screens, late and unnecessary fouls, and high-impact collisions. And the most frustrating and, frankly, alarming part, the league's officials and leadership have consistently failed to adequately protect Clark and address these incidents. This inaction sends a dangerous message that physical aggression, even when it borders on being unsafe, is permissible against the league's biggest star. It not only puts Clark's career, love for the game, and well-being at risk, but also alienates new fans who are tuning in to watch her play, potentially undermining the very growth and attention she's brought to the WNBA. Let's analyze key incidents from Caitlin Clark's rookie season that highlight a pattern of excessive physicality and a concerning league culture. One glaring example is Kennedy Carter's unprovoked shoulder check on Clark in June 2024, which sent Clark to the floor. While initially a common foul, the WNBA later upgraded it to a flagrant one, acknowledging its severity. The incident was further compounded by Angel Reese's immediate celebration from the bench, a display of unsportsmanlike conduct that suggested a problematic team culture. Reese has even publicly embraced a bad guy role in her rivalry with Clark, indicating a deliberate approach to physical play that sometimes crosses the line. This trend continued in the current season's opener between the Fever and the Sky, when Clark was assessed a flagrant foul for slapping Reese's arm during a rebound attempt, a seemingly retaliatory act after consistent targeting by the Sky. It highlighted a frustrating double standard. Clark, consistently subjected to excessive physicality, was penalized for her physical response, despite downplaying the incident as just basketball. This disparity is magnified by Kennedy Carter's unapologetic stance after her foul, claiming, "We didn't hit her like she was out on the streets. It's just basketball," a disturbing rationalization for dangerous play. Angel Reese's celebratory reaction further reinforces a culture within the Chicago Sky that appears to condone such aggressive acts. More recently, a targeted assault on Clark occurred during a game against the Connecticut Sun. After J.C. Sheldon poked Clark in the eye, Clark's natural pushback was met with a forceful bump from Marina Mabry that knocked her to the ground. This incident, again involving an organization with a history of questionable sportsmanship, further solidifies concerns about a culture that seems to encourage rather than deter dangerous physical play. Even veteran players have contributed to this toxic environment. During a May 22nd game against the Atlanta Dream, after being outplayed by Clark and fouling out, Brittany Griner was seen on camera appearing to yell a profanity-laced statement, widely speculated to be directed at Clark. While Griner later claimed not to remember what she said, such behavior from a seasoned all-star, seemingly unable to handle being outplayed by a rookie, fosters an unprofessional atmosphere around Clark. These incidents, ranging from unprovoked cheap shots to celebratory reactions to dangerous play and perceived disrespect from veterans, underscore a significant problem. The WNBA's inconsistent officiating and failure to adequately punish these actions send a damaging message that this aggressive behavior is acceptable. This not only jeopardizes Clark's career and the league's burgeoning business interests, but also suggests a deeper issue of disrespect or resentment towards a player who's brought unprecedented attention and growth to women's basketball. The problematic pattern surrounding Caitlin Clark's treatment in the WNBA is starkly evident in incidents across her rookie season and into her second year. Indiana Fever coach Stephanie White's public criticism of officiating following a recent Connecticut Sun game perfectly encapsulates the frustration. When a coach feels compelled to intervene on the court to protect her player, it indicates a clear belief that targeting is occurring and officials are failing to act. White's outspokenness validates that those closest to the situation recognize and are fed up with the inconsistent and often negligent officiating. Clark's 6 technical fouls in her rookie season, just one short of a suspension, highlight the officiating double standard. She receives technicals for expressing frustration while being subjected to uncalled flagrant level contact. Broadcasters' disbelief at non-calls on obvious fouls against Clark further confirms the issue. This isn't about just one player. It affects the league's integrity. From a business perspective, allowing the WNBA's golden goose to be targeted is detrimental. A serious injury due to unpunished aggression would devastate the growth Clark brings. The league's failure to adequately penalize players who target Clark fosters a culture where aggressive, unsportsmanlike behavior is deemed accessible, potentially driven by resentment towards her success. The WNBA is at a fork in the road. It could become the future of women's sports, or the cautionary tale of what happens when you fail to protect the very person who saved it. However, consistent failure to protect Caitlin from excessive physicality and dangerous play is creating a toxic environment that threatens to cripple their momentum. The league faces a looming threat to its burgeoning success if it fails to protect Caitlin Clark. What happens to the league and its newfound legion of fans if she walks away or suffers a career-altering injury due to unchecked physicality? Imagine turning on ESPN next season only to realize Caitlin Clark has gone overseas, seeking an environment where she feels valued and safe. In the long run, the true victims would be the countless young girls who, having just discovered their love of basketball through Clark, would lose their most inspiring role model and the chance to witness her greatness. The WNBA cannot afford to lose its most marketable star. Her presence directly correlates with significant boosts in ratings and attendance. A decline in her performance due to injury or her disillusionment with the league's inaction would be a catastrophic blow to the WNBA's burgeoning success. The league must prioritize player safety and the integrity of the game, not just for Clark, but for the sport's entire future. The WNBA owes an apology for several critical failures, particularly in how it's managed the heightened attention surrounding its newest star. Specifically, the league must apologize for failing to adequately protect their biggest star, Caitlin Clark, from dangerous and excessive physical play on the court. This neglect is compounded by inconsistent officiating that has demonstrably put Clark at a disadvantage and potentially at a risk of injury. By allowing these patterns to persist, the WNBA has also contributed to creating an environment where targeting a player seems acceptable, despite the clear boundaries of competitive basketball. Ultimately, the league's most significant misstep has been not taking stronger, more immediate action against players who have crossed the line from competitive play to dangerous behavior. The WNBA needs to acknowledge that they've dropped the ball on these fronts, commit to implementing stricter enforcement of rules against excessive contact, and unequivocally make it clear that targeting a player, especially their franchise players who are driving unprecedented growth, will result in serious consequences. Moving forward, the WNBA must take decisive action to ensure player safety and maintain the integrity of the game. This requires stricter officiating standards, ensuring that calls are consistent across the board and that all players, not just those favored by specific referees, receive adequate protection. Furthermore, enhanced penalties are crucial. Players who consistently target others with excessive force should face suspensions, not just technical fouls, to truly deter dangerous play. From the top, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert needs to issue a clear and public statement that this kind of behavior will not be tolerated, setting a firm tone for the league. Finally, the WNBA should publicly acknowledge that the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark have been subjected to treatment that goes beyond normal competition, validating the concerns of fans and demonstrating a commitment to a fairer playing environment. This isn't just about basketball. It's about what we choose to value. If we let the brightest lights in the game be dimmed by silence, then we're complicit in that darkness. Caitlin Clark didn't just bring her talent. She brought millions of new fans. Little girls dreaming of their first crossover. Parents watching women's basketball together for the first time. And what did we give her back? Elbows, silence, and excuses. The WNBA can still fix this, but only if it owns the mistake, apologizes, and promises to do better. Not just for Clark, but for every future player who dares to shine too brightly too soon. Look, I'm not saying Caitlin Clark should get special treatment because she's popular. Every player deserves to be protected from dangerous plays. But when you have the league's biggest star consistently being targeted and officials seem reluctant to adequately address it, that's a problem that goes to the heart of the league's integrity. The WNBA has worked too hard to build credibility and grow its fan base to let this kind of behavior undermine the sport. Clark and the Indiana Fever deserve better. The fans deserve better. And the game deserves better. What do you think? Are we overreacting? Or does the WNBA owe Clark and the Fever a serious apology? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more basketball content that isn't afraid to tell the truth. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.